with nonlinear, then they come up with piecewise linear, all kind of nonsense. They would be all wrong. First assumption is very important. Galileo's first assumption was he's constant. That's why he devised an experiment that would show that feather and the iron ball fell at the same time. You could not devise that experiment if your assumption was false. So what happens, because we start to believe in those false theories, our ability, why only Galileo had that idea out of all those physicists? Because he's rare. And as you know, he was punished by the church. Always. Only Newton is the first one who was loved by the establishment. Every scientist before Newton was punished. Because they are looking for the truth, and truth cannot be tolerated by Shaitan. Shaitan's biggest enemy is truth. On the other hand, every scientist in Muslim era, every scientist also got in trouble with the establishment. As you know, even Bukhari, even Ibn Haytham, we talk about everyone. Ibn Sina, look at Ibn Rushd. They all started with Quran, Hadith. By the way, they were all Hafiz of Quran. And they all studied Hadith. Even then, all of them got in trouble. Because establishment was not Rashidun Khalifa. So it's the same history. Yet, they all survived. They all found things because it was their own pursuit. Ibn Haytham invented camera, pinhole camera. It was not a funded project. His funded project was a failure, and that's why he had to run away. So what he did his own. Ibn Khaldun, his most important work, he was hiding in Algeria. They would kill him. And that Ibn Khaldun now is considered the father of social science. So it's not any prettier picture with non-Khilafah Rashidun. We did not do very well. Only exception was Harun Rashid. He employed certain people, and I don't know, God bless him, those scientists did something with funded project. No other scientist did funded project. Ibn Sina, was he funded by any establishment? No. He was actually, so many bad things were told about him. Did he stop? No. So seeking knowledge is a personal endeavor. Only, that's why I keep telling Afghan administration that your burden is as high as Russian Khalifa, because no other establishment supported this. True pursuit of knowledge was not supported. Now, if you are doing that, I congratulate you, because this is great. Now, going to a more modern time, light theory. It assumes C is constant. Everybody knows. And this is under what condition, right? It's in vacuum. So what is vacuum? Because vacuum is a matter of definition. And sure enough, they will tell you that the pressure would be 0.001 or whatever that pressure is. But same guys are now doing experiment. So it's constant. So constant that E equal to mc square is a equation. Constant. If it was not a constant, that would not be equal sign. It would be a function of something else. Isn't it true? But now they get Nobel Prize. Now this is 2005 Nobel Prize. What did they find? If the media density is very high, how do you do that? By making it very, very cold. So cold that the molecules, so-called molecules, don't move. Light there slows down to 7 kilometers. So how many times less? 7,000? It's 1,000 times smaller. 3,000 times. So if you assume that it's constant, mashallah, how can I contradict Einstein? You will not ever invent this. So even bad guys are doing better than you. And they got Nobel Prize. So this is the bottom line. Any theory without correct premises is like having a moral compass without real center perimeter. You might talk about hadith and how it is important. If you do not have those true, if Shahada is not correct, there is no ruling that is correct. Zero. So if you do not have those fundamental assumptions correct, you can do anything and prove this is to be true. Anything goes. And that's why you have so much disagreement. You say, oh, I can find you a mufti who will tell you that sleeping with prostitute in America is halal. How is it possible? It's a big thing. But you find mufti, he says, mashallah, I'm also using Islam. The guy I talked about today, he says the biggest problem is following hadith. He's also looking at Quran. So unless you have two plus good intention, it doesn't matter what you show. Everything goes. Okay, I'll stop there. Today I will send you the slides and maybe I'll include some more. Keep in mind we are still on dalala by shaitan, meaning our thought process, how thought process is affected by shaitan. Okay, any question?
Thank you, sir. Shall I start?
Yes.